So, hello everybody, welcome along to round 8 of Complex Racing. It's our last race of the season, and we've had a good season so far, and there is rain in Abu Dhabi. Oh my goodness, there is rain in Abu Dhabi for our final race of the season. I have never seen this before, and I have spent many hours on this F1 game. Well, that is just that's amazing. So that is threw a bit of a spanner into the works. All right, we have rain in Abu Dhabi. I mean, that is just mental. Bin man, bin man, bin man, bin man. Yeah, but wow, I've never seen this ever before. Um, that is crazy. Hello, Benjamin. What's the crack, lad? Only 10 tonight, pretty poor performance, but there's fucking rain in Abu Dhabi, which is absolutely crazy. I've never seen this before. Um, so yeah, they're out on inter tires. I don't know if it'll clear, if it won't. But yeah, we have our championship winner, our season 1 champion, Harry Cully, out of the pits on the inters, and there's going to be a couple of lads sliding all over the place. Only 10 tonight, so if you finish, you get points. So yeah, I wonder who's going to be the first to win it, because this is our first race that we've had rain here at Complex Racing. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Just me tonight. Oh, and there's a yellow flag, and Putax retired. Looks like he's absolutely binned it. Wow. This looks like he's binned it. This is looking like it's gonna be a heck of a ride. So it's chucking it down. It's not even a few drops. And I don't think I've ever done this track in the wet. So that is crazy to see. Here comes Harry then. Across the line, straightens the car up. Coming down into turn 1, he was a bit twitchy. At first, but right on board. Big lock up on the front left, but hooks it up nicely. Big twitch of oversteer there. You're not quite flat through the S's area, no. Runs it all the way out to the curb. You can imagine a few people going off there. With Bin Man next now. Going up the S's. It'll just be interesting to see the lines that they take up through here. Same with Ruti as well. Runs a bit wide, doesn't get invalidated though. Mazur doesn't get invalidated either. Vendel is clean through, and Angelino, our next driver, up the S's. I actually thought when we loaded into the lobby that I'd put I thought I changed the lobby setting, because I was so amazed that we had rain in these conditions. But look at Harry now as he comes down the back straight. Let's see how he can hook up this corner, get right out onto the rumble strip there, the support pit lane, the GT pit lane. Gives you the widest entry into the corner where you want to be for it. Hooks that curb nicely, runs it out wide, nicely through the gears, flat out then just about. He's gonna have to lift here, I would say, yeah, but slows the car down nicely. And looks like a tidy sector so far from Harry as he goes under the W Hotel. Let's see it takes corner 22. No, sorry, that's 20. This is 21. pretty sure. Harry comes across the line. It's a 48.7 as our benchmark. Binman still on a lap. Hooks it nicely. Everyone just going around tentatively because, well, as I said, you just didn't expect these conditions. So we haven't had rain yet, so we haven't had anyone to really shine. And you know, we haven't had a standard performance in the rain, and that's Rudy who's been put himself around. And doesn't look like the guys are doubling up on laps here. Rudy's somehow made it into the pit lane. Supernub still on a lap here now. But for now, it looks like Harry with by far the best time. Tom coming across the line now. He's going to set 150.6. And Harry about 2 seconds clear. Supernub didn't manage to complete his lap. And see if Harry is on another push. Doesn't look like he is. So interesting tactic there. For most of them, they're not going for a second consecutive lap like you usually do in the rain. Down into the first chicane, lock up on the front left, get to slow down nicely, and the entry into the next is good. But only 3 laps on the board so far.
As you're on an out lap, and Kajo actually could be on a lap as we speak.
A couple of the fellas saying that they're not great in the rain, so could Harry be even outshining them again? I'd be a pretty confident wet driver myself, but am I driving? No, so it doesn't really matter what I think. Kajo looks to be on a tidy enough lap so far. Pretty slow and a huge lockup on the front left, but gets to slow it down enough to meet the apex and invalidates there. He's just too slow going over it there. Nearly too committed. Tom looks to have
Slow it up somewhere. But Angelino then looking like he's boxing or just having a terrible lap. He is going to box. Here's Azu on an out lap. His teammate Kajo ahead of him. So Harry's still out. It looks like he went for a push, cool push. Or maybe, yeah, he's pushing this lap, so he went for a push lap, cool down lap, and a push lap again. So we'll see now as he
Ryan's the final 2 turns. If he's up on his time, he takes a lot of curb there, but it's just about enough. And is he going to improve here? Misses the apex, but nonetheless, it's going to be at 48.1 pretty much. He's 0.6 quicker than what he did before, and still one of the only laps on the board. I think Tom actually improved his lap in that time as well.
But Rudy now coming around turn 1. Could get a good view from Binman. Not quite. As Rudy rounds to the S's. Braking just at 100 here. It's going to be a lot earlier this time. Takes a lot of curb, but that's the amount you want to be taking. Especially because it is a video game. Harry Cully could be blocking him.
Don't think it was enough to mount a impediment penalty. He was just about out of the way there. Possibly compromised his exit. But now Rudy slowing it down again and trying to open up turn 12. Yeah, he's pretty smooth so far. Doesn't look to be too quick, but smooth. So that's what you want to be. There's 8 minutes left in this qualifying session. Just I don't want to be getting a lap on the board as he locks the front left. A lot of people locking the front left going down into the chicanes now. So Binman on an out lap, Harry on an in lap, we know. Really looks to be one of the only people on a lap. Actually, Azru jumps to P3, Kajo on an invalidated lap, and Bendo just after starting his. Really fighting the car through those last section of corners. Slows it down nicely. It looks to be a pretty slow lap time from Rudy, but it's going to be a 49.1 nonetheless. It will put him up into P2. Rain looks like it could be clearing off just a tad. Oh, and Rudy's had a big snap, but he's saved it well. I was just keeping an eye on him there because looked to have been pushing. Again. So Binman now slows it down into turn 1. Looks like he's hooked that one up nicely and has through the S's now. How much is he going to lift? Looks to be a good solid line through there. Oh, just lifts on the exit again. It's going to cost him time. Probably could have half throttled it through the first sector split though. He's just over on his time. Oh, and that's not going to help him at all to that section. Bendo has invalidated a lap. Super numped is very hard on the throttle, we'll say. See how Kajo is doing as he comes through the first S, the second one, or the second sweeper, more so than an S. Hooks the curb nicely. Hooks it again. Bit of a snap, but he's saved it well. Hasn't quite met the apex there, and he doesn't validate, and he's gonna probably pit because of that. If he reaches the pit lane, ooh, just about. You can see there's a bit of husky chocolate end play going off there, so his teammate Azri must have hit the pit wall when trying to box as well. Snooping on Vert again. His tyres warm. Binman is 4/10 up on his time. Want a bit more of an improvement though if he's going to try and jump Azru, but he looks a lot more tidy through those section of corners. Perhaps could have used a bit more track on the exit, but slows it down nicely for the penultimate turn. And yeah, nicely done indeed. He'll come across the line. He's definitely going to improve by about 6/10. So not enough to gain him a place, but there's a lot of guys who haven't set a lap so far and might be in a bit of trouble. Bendo then sit on.
Oh, is he on a lap? He is, but it's not the tidiest out of there. And the sector split is a 105. I'm not too sure on the leaders' paces through there. But Bendo is okay through here. It's not the quickest, but he wants to get a lap on the board right now. He's P8. Without a lap, so I think he'd be pretty pleased with just a lap, and perhaps could go again thereafter. He has about a lap of fuel left in the tank from what I can see. So Tom out on track now, looks to be setting a lap, but Bendo's going to come across the line and it's going to be a 150.1. That puts him up into P4, jumps Azur, slots in behind Tom, who is probably invalidated his push hop. But Harry is sitting pretty comfortably with 3 minutes left to go in quali. He's pulled by about a second over Ruti. Again, you just don't practice what's going to happen here, or you don't practice the wet here, because when does it ever rain? It's my first time seeing it, and I've been playing the game since the day it came out, so here I've never seen it here or Bahrain, so it's definitely a first. So Bendel using all of the track and a bit more there. He's trying to rush around to get another lap in, perhaps.
And trying to maybe box and get out, but he's cutting it tight on time. Azu though is on a lap, and through the sector split he's gonna be just about up by about a tenth, so he's gonna need a pretty decent sectors here. Lots of Red Bull of Binman who's getting out of the way. It looks to be pretty neat and tidy to the chicane and hairpin. Of course, no DRS in wet conditions. He usually would be opening it down this straight though. There's a McLaren just up the road. Harry, who's out of the way, pretty okay for him though. As he slows the car down. It's the apex there. Looking to be a pretty tidy lap so far. Rudy is on an out lap there, coming around the final few corners, just about to start his lap. Supernump looks to be on a lap or boxing, one or the other. Oh, and Azru, that's going to cost him. He's going to want to back off now, recharge his battery and go again. So he wants to turn off his battery. If he can do that. Yeah, he has. So recharge, reset and go again. He's left himself with enough time. It's a Mercedes coming out of the pits now. They're not going to make it. So Tom, Go Prof, looks like he's coming behind him. May or may not have been impeded, couldn't quite see. Oh, no, that's going to invalidate. He has time for another one though. Oh, he's going to cut the pit lane. What's he done? Oh, Tom has just ruined his chances. And why is he pitted? He could have went for another lap. Oh, that is very poor decision making from Tom. Not really too sure why he pitted there. He would have definitely had time for another lap. And yeah, that's not great decision making, I won't lie. Rudy though, 3/10 up on his lap. Harry, looks like he might have been 6/10 up on his lap. Harry has just completely cut the chicane, not too sure what he's trying to do there. Kajo on a lap now. Check back in with Rudy, who looks to be 3/10 up still. Oh, and he's had a bad... Oh, and he saved it again. That's two brilliant saves that Rudy is after making. But he goes again. Looks like he can get another lap in. Harry has retired. He switched off the car. He thinks that's enough. Rudy though. Oh, Rudy's lost it, but he's held it again. How does he keep on doing this? Rudy's gonna have to retire out of this session. He won't have another time. Bendo's done. Azru on a lap still, but he's invalidated. And looks like that's gonna be it for qualifying. So, not the end we would have wanted, but hang on, Kajo's on a lap. So can Kajo, he is the best of the track conditions right now. Can he hook up something that could go quick? He slows it down nicely. Nicely done, yeah. Now Kajo looks to be on a pretty neat and tidy lap. This could bump him up a good bit up the standings if he keeps it neat and tidy through these last three corners. Slows it down nicely. And where's this lap going to put Kajo? It's not going to be pole, but it is going to be enough for P3. And that is a big relief, a big sigh of relief from Kajo, because he was all the way down in P9. He could have had a horrible time in the race, but that does it for qualifying. Harry is on pole for, God, probably the countless time this season. And by 1 second, possibly one of his best. But yeah, pretty spread field. All been about 3/10 within each other. So Harry will start the race from pole. Then it is Rudy, Kajo, Tom, Bendo, Arzu, Binman, Supernumped, Angelino, and Putak, who DNF'd in the first minutes of qualifying, will start from the back.
So, we are here and looks to be dry, so the drivers will be relieved at that because I think they do prefer the dry race. Um, so yeah, we're here and it is dry as I just said. It's mad I just said it again. But yeah, we're ready to get underway for the final round and it's been a very good season so far. And we definitely hope to build on this because I think everyone's had good fun. It's been pretty competitive all throughout the season. You've had some surprise winners, some not so surprise winners all the time. Um, but yeah, it's been a pretty competitive season, and hopefully we can bring it even more competitive by the start of the next season. So Harry's going to get us underway on our formation lap. Do an integral gap there. Position change for the start. We'll have actually a look at the tyres. And so from P1 to P4 is on the mediums. Binman gone very interesting on the hard tyres. Now could that work in his favour or backfire? Bendo is the only runner on softs. So it'll be interesting to see if they're going hard, medium hard, or maybe medium soft for a bit of fun. Surprised Harry didn't kind of start from the back of the grid. That's what I would have done if I'm after winning the championship. Have a bit of fun, but yeah, we'll see how it all pans out. Harry coming now down the first back straight here. I think it's the shorter of the two DRS zones. Yeah, and so all the cars looking to be warming their tires now, getting them in the prime window to get them up to speed really on the or to get them up to temperature on the grid, so they can then get the best launch and hopefully a better launch than those around them to get off the line quicker and make up a few positions. That's probably their best chance of making up loads of positions during the races on the first lap, but you have to be too careful because you don't want to be getting wing damage, because you can't win the race on the first lap, but you can certainly lose it and throw it away. So Harry looks to be getting on pretty swiftly with his formation lap. He is really behind him. He's sliding all over the place as he comes under the W Hotel now. But yeah, Putak will be our last driver to round up the grid. He's behind the Ferrari of Angelino. Looks like Binman though is behind him again. So, oh, Tom's got disqualified with Bendo. Might be an investigation into that one. But Binman then trying to get as much out of the tyres as possible. There's the McLaren Superman behind him again. So our cars line up for the final round of complex racing. We've had a great season, so hopefully we can end with a great race as we await the 5 red lights here in Abu Dhabi. And looks to have been a jump start for Super Nump there, or a disconnect maybe. But we're underway, and Harry gets off the line pretty okay. There's a bad start for Tom in the background. Harry leads him through the first corner though, and there's a few of them going wide. I can see Binman going wide there as well. Harry looks to have got away pretty clean. Not much action so far out through it. And it looks like Supernump has lagged out. I'll try to get an invite back into him as soon as I can, but all the cars are around pretty clean. There's a great move there from Binman, going down the inside of Putak on the hard tyres. He just wants to settle into his pace on the hards. So I'll just excuse you now, and I'll try get an invite into I don't have him added. So we are back on air. And there's Putak going around the outside of Binman. Can he make the move stick? Just about. And can Binman... Oh. No, we can't quite stick it down the inside of Putak again, but they're going to go side by side now. But Putak pulls out and loses the place to Angelino as a result. It doesn't look to have wing damage. Pretty interesting that he pulled out there. But Bendo looks to be up a few places. Definitely has jumped Azru anyway. Oh no! There's a McLaren. Oh, and that is souping up just after joining back in, actually. But Harry looks to have pretty much checked out from the lead here. But yeah, Pudak is in the pit, so he must have lost a bit of wing. We'll see what he's going to get done here in the pits. Is he going to be a wing change? Yes, it is. So he has lost a bit of wing there. But so everyone's clean through the first section of corners, and Harry looks to be a while down the road from Rudy. Still, this could be a comfortable race from him from the get-go. But Bendo now close on Rudy. He's using all of his ERS, as is Rudy. Rich mix definitely as well. Can he make the move? No, he's just going to sit behind. You probably want to make the move into the next section, because that is the best place to do it. If you select your car, then you should be able to go back in, Dylan. If you go across to your car and then say take control, you should be able to get it. But Bendo now trying to look to maybe get a move on Rudy. He's not going to get it done this time. Azru's close to Bendo behind. Tom also close to Kajo. But Binman looks to be going side by side with the disconnected McLaren, that is actually. Or maybe he's back in now, it looks like it could be. Binman on the hard, so just wants to settle into a rhythm here. But now the McLaren and the Red Bull are going to go side, but Binman actually pulls out of it. Looks like they're going to go side by side there through that section. So pretty comfortable lead so far for Harry. He's checked out massively from Rudy. Could be in a comfortable race, as I said. He sets the fastest lap at a 38.3 already. Well, 10 seconds quicker than what we had in qualifying. Shows the difference between the wet and the dry, really. Well, Bendo just wants to stay in range of Rudy's DRS zone now, and possibly try get a tow and a DRS assistance down the back straight, because Rudy's going to be using his overtake. But Bendo has just went purple in the first sector, so that's a good sign for him. Can he get close enough down out through the hairpin to try and get a move? Just looking at some action in the back, the two Alfa Romeos look to be fairly close. But now Bendo has that DRS assistance. You can see he's definitely closing here. Is he going to make the move on Rudy? No, not quite. And I think it's the right decision just to back out of it now, because he's going to get the DRS down the back straight again. And he looks to have gotten a better exit out of this corner than Rudy. Now can Bendo make the move? It looks like he's pulling to the left hand side. As we watch him come around the corner now, they're going to go side by side into the corner. But Bendo looks like he's completed the move. Rudy can't get the little switch back or the better exit, so Bendo looks to have completed that move as you would expect him to on the softer compound tyre. Azru then looking to be pretty close to his Alfa Romeo teammate. Looks to have taken a big chunk of the corner there. Hopefully that hasn't slowed him down too much. And so, Rudy now on the back of Bendo. Of course, Bendo on the softer compound tyres, as I mentioned before. So he'll want to pull a gap and he'll want to really kind of start closing up to Harry, and probably he'll want to do the opposite strategy to Harry, but there is a bit of a DRS train perhaps forming behind these lot. Bendo picks up 3 seconds. We've seen that with him throughout the season. He hasn't been too kind on track limits. There's a couple of times where he's even been in the lead and he's picked up track limits penalties that have hurt him. And in the end, but how about this? It's the two Alfa Romeos. It looks like a bit of a team orders, because that was a fairly simple pass for Azru. But the two Mercedes, one pink, one black, and it looks like Bendo's managed to keep his position. Really might have to try and have another go here. He's not much overtake left though, and he's only on lap 4. But can he send a dive to the inside? No, he's going to make Bendo brake late and brake brave, but not enough.
and that has allowed the two Alfa Romeos to catch up to the back of this train. Perhaps Tom might get involved in that as well, if he is the pace to stay with this group, kind of the group behind the leader, which is Harry, of course, who was absolutely cruising on those medium tyres. Since we last looked really at Bendo and his gap, he's pulled about a second. So Bendo, Rudy, Azru and Kajo, Tom now in on this DRS train as well, and Rudy picks up 3 seconds as well, so that's definitely helped Bendo. So Kajo and Azru can keep their noses clean for the rest of the race on track limits. They can definitely make up a few positions as they come through the S sections now. Nobody's going to make a brave dive bomb down into the chicane. They all just want to set themselves up for the 2 DRS zones that have to come. It's very strategical around here because of that DRS zone. Oh, and there goes Rudy was he trying to send one down the inside of Bendo? We're not too sure. He's going to get the DRS now. He's out of the slipstream, so he feels like he has a straight line speed, but Kajo's got right involved, or Azru has. And Azru could be looking at a double overtake here if Azru can send it around the outside. And Azru just can't quite get it done, but he sticks it down there on the inside. But he might have just lost both positions out, but he gets a better traction out of all of the cars. They might even go 3 wide here into the next corner. And oh, there's 4 wide. How about this? They go 4 wide down into the corner, and it's the 2 Alfa Romeos who've managed to budge ahead. Can anybody get the switchback move? Not quite. And it looks like Azru has made a move for second place, and everybody is so tight that Bendo might be the big loser out of this one. As Rudy goes and tries, oh, and Rudy looks like he's going to have a moment there, and he's been spun round. And I don't think through anyone's fault but his own. He tried to stick it down the inside there, but there was just no room for it. But what a battle we had there. We nearly went 4 wide down into the braking zone as a second DRS zone. But Rudy's had a moment there, and it might have just cost him dearly. And Bendo is going to get rid of those soft tyres. You just saw he got absolutely swallowed up there. And so Rudy now finds himself in a bit of despair. So Bendo goes on to the mediums. He might do a soft medium medium or a soft medium soft. But the 2 Alfa Romeos have made their way from P4 and P5 up to P2 and P3. I'm not too sure if it was team orders or just a very easy pass, but remember when they switched, that could have benefited both of them, because I think it was Alzu who was behind Kajo, and they just said that yeah, obviously one of them must have been faster than the other, and they were going to drag the other one along. This could be what they're doing now. Remember, they're still right in the hunt for the team standings. But Plutak and Rudy now down in P5 and P9. It's not looking the greatest for them. Binman picks up 3 seconds. That's unfortunate. We saw Binman has been pretty consistent on track limits. He hasn't picked up too much penalties. There was a race there in Monza, I think he was probably the only person who didn't have a track limits penalty. And I'm just going to have to try and get another invite. So as we join back the action, looks like Azri's pulled a bit more ahead. And Angelino now is having a pretty quiet race, but he's made his way up to P6. And yeah, our closest battle on track is Tom and Kajo. Not too sure what's happened with the gaps here. Hopefully they'll come around eventually. And look at the penalties there, stops Be interesting to see where Bendo's going to come out, because of course he pitted early off of those soft tyres. Hopefully the gaps get back working. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Maybe when Harry comes across the line it would filter itself out. Hopefully I will see when Hauser comes across the line it will show the gap. Nice, okay, it's working. So, Tom close to Kajo, and Bendo looks to be on the back of Binman.
Now this might be the more interesting battle, because Bendo on, of course, much fresher tyres than Binman and on a softer compound. Binman looking to go long in this race, so I don't think he's going to put up too much of a fight against Bendo. And as we go on board, yeah, he lets him through pretty solemnly. And Super Number picks up 3 seconds. Good to see he's back in the race. So Bendo looks to be going good for, well, he needs to be, because he's going to have to try that huge undercut strategy with the guys ahead of him not pitting. Tom has used a lot of his ERS, and a lot of people have used a lot of their ERS, apart from Harry. Everyone else, really. Angelino hasn't used too much either. Everyone else pretty much under the 50 mark. Putak is on about 89. Interesting to see where he comes out after having that early damage on the first lap. If he could have made up A few places in that clean air. There's just always opportunities. So Tom still close to Kajo. Kajo now nearly in the DRS of his teammate Azur, and could well be. So Kajo creeps into the ERS of Azur, who's Alfa Romeo teammate, and this is definitely the closest battle on track by a good bit so far. It's DRS train here behind Azur, but nobody really close enough to make a move. Perhaps Tom, you really want to be within those 0.6 of a second to get that that big slipstream benefit. And just looks like the Alfa Romeos have the better exit than Tom at the moment. Tom faster in the corner though. But yeah, Azur is being a hindrance to Tom, because he wants Kajo to have no DRS so he can go on and so he can overtake Kajo. But Kajo is getting DRS assistance from his teammate. Now that could be clever from the two Alfa Romeos, because they could be Azur could be slowing down to keep Kajo in his DRS. We saw Lando Norris get that instruction in Austria in 2019, I believe, where he was told to hold Ricciardo in his DRS. That lasted for about a straight. But now Tom might have an opportunity on Kajo, after Kajo has went a bit deep into the corner, and they're going to go side by side now. And can Tom hold it round the outside? And he gets the inside line then for that corner. Kajo just manages to keep it on track and around the outside. Good battling there from the two, but Tom's got the better run. I'm not too sure if he wants to be using his DRS down the pit straight though. Perhaps he wants to wait for the back straight when he gets DRS assistance, because Kajo is now a big way out of his teammates' DRS zone. Tom doesn't have much overtake though, nor does Kajo. So the DRS and the slipstream could be a lot more powerful than the battery here. Binman makes his way past up Rudy after Rudy pits. But now here comes Tom. He's gonna get this move done on the straight, but will Kajo get the he will get the DRS back for the next straight. Can he make the move there again? He's saved his ERS, it looks like. He just needs to get the good exit, and he does. You can see Tom's red light flashing there. We can tell that he's under 10% ERS, but only Kajo
Will know by that red light flashing that he'll be burning it, and he's very low on ERS. But Kajo isn't too topped up himself. So looks like Bendo now is making the move on Angelino, and Angelino's just gonna let him by, I think, pretty easy. But Tom has made his way past Kajo, so that move has stuck down the back straight, and now he's being a hindrance to the two Alfa Romeo by placing his car right between the middle of them, splitting them as they call it in the sport. And Bendo, or who was that? Tom, sorry, pits, as does Azru, off the medium tyres. Now it will be interesting to see what tyres they go on to. Looks like they're going to be into their pit boxes around the same time. So Tom fits another set of mediums. He's committing to the two-stop, as is Azru. They're both going for the two-stop strategy. They're going medium, and then the soft tyres at the end. So Kajo's going to have to stay out a longer lap, because you can't really double stack in this game. It does just kind of mess it up a bit. It's just not something that is viable, really. So Kajo's going to stay out a lap longer. He might have, he will have very clean air. Tom and Azru might have a little bit of traffic from Bendo here, who we're on board with. And Bendo's overcut them. Bendo has gone past Tom and Azru from that, remember that earlier when he pitted off of those soft tyres. So that strategy has seemed to work. Now Azru and Tom on 4-lap fresher tyres. We'll see what they can do off of that. Can they perhaps get just a natural pace advantage and overtake Bendo, or can Bendo stay ahead until, well, really they both might have to switch to a soft stint, or Bendo will go mediums. But Azru and Tom have to switch to the softs or the hards now. They can't complete the race on these set of tyres, or they will be disqualified. So Azru now has caught up a lot to Bendo. Sorry,
I just drifted away there for a second. Azru looks to have been pushing like mad. Kajo is in the pits. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out now. He's coming out of his pit box as they go underneath turn 1, and it looks like they're going to overcut him, and Kajo looks to be the big loser here. Yeah, he is, by a long way. We know he didn't have the best amount of ERS. But is that going to worry Harry at all? Because I don't think it will. He did have a 10-second advantage. What we saw there now, Kajo is going to be 4 seconds back from Tom when he was about, I would say, 1.5 seconds ahead. But Azru now having a go at Bendo, and Bendo not fighting too hard on that position. And Azru makes his way up into P2. So Kajo may have lost out a lot of time to the pit stop, but he does have the fresher tyres than those ahead of him, and might get that tyre advantage on them towards the end of the stint. He might come alive, you never know. So Harry stays out for another lap. Looks like Harry's going very long indeed. Azru has closed the gap to him. Not too sure on the pit stop delta that you need around here. And Azru, well, no, yeah, actually does pick up 3 seconds. I was on board with Kajo, that's why I got mixed up. And that could be crucial, but Azru does set a new fastest lap of the race. And Harry's definitely going to see that and might think it's time to bin these tyres and get on perhaps to a set of hards or another set of mediums, and then onto the softs. So we're on lap 13 of 28 here. We're just about halfway there on the race distance, and so we have our final half of complex racing here for season 1. So no real close track battles as we speak at the moment.
just waiting really on Harry to pit, cause a bit of excitement. Tom has closed a bit up to Bendo. To be going okay on those tyres so far. Pretty interesting through the upshifts there and using ERS. Tom just burns his ERS, he does not care. Pretty revving out the ears there, isn't he? So, Harry finally comes into the pits. As I'm nearly dozing off there because there's not much going on in this race, to be fair. And Harry comes out with a 7-second lead onto the hard, so he's going for the one stop. Probably the best move around here. The boring move, but definitely the most consistent. So, actually, I'm sorry about that. I just got caught up in some text. Tom has gained a lot on Bendo. Might be going around the outside of him here. He's using his ERS. Who's going to brake later? Oh, Bendo looks to have cut the corner there. Tom might have maybe went a bit deep though. Gonna try and have another run at him though. As they come off the last corner, both are pretty similar ERS levels, so that shouldn't play too huge of a factor. Tom with the fresher tyres though than Bendo, of course. As the sun sets on Yaz Island, as we're just over halfway now. Tom taking a lot of curve on the entry as you want to do here. And he wants to get close to the hairpin, and if he gets good traction out of here, God, he's really revving it out, isn't he? Oh, he might have got the gearbox glitch, and I think he has. And is Tom going to make the move down the inside? Ooh, he's had to have a bit of a check there. And he's going to let Bendo have the position. But now, can he get the run down into the second zone? Bendo low on ERS, and Tom's going to see that. And now Tom might just swoop around the outside. They're going to go side by side, it looks like, into the corner, but Tom is going to be ahead. And that is very well done. Yeah, nice move there to hang it around the outside and just shut the door tight. He licked that stamp and sent it. So Cadron looks to be getting involved in this fight too. So Cadron now within 3/10 of Bendo, and cruises past him.
souping up, picking up 3 seconds worth of time penalties. Cadjo slows it down nicely. Can Bendo get the run back though? So he's about 7/10 back, but Cadjo getting the DRS assistance off Tom. And Azri is really pulled away from both of them. Keeping a modest gap to Harry so far. So, Bendo pits. And is he going to go for a soft tyre stint? It's going to be a good few laps on it. No, he's going to go mediums actually, now that I think of it. Yeah, second medium stint, alright. That's what it's going to be. So, out he comes up the pit lane. And trying to get the jump then on them, and Cadjo now is close to Tom, and he's using all of his ERS and the DRS assistant of course, and he's going to make that move pretty easy. Tom though can have a go down the next straight. And so he's just a bit too far back. And he just doesn't have the overtake available to make the move, but if he sticks behind now, another straight or two, and just stays in the ERS, recharges the battery, could be good. Angelino is getting close to Binman, and Angelino's now going to have the DRS, and he has a lot of overtake to play with as well. Binman not looking to be using this. Looks like it could be a very easy pass for Angelino. And it is. Binman isn't going to fight that too hard. So Tom's still close to Cadjo, and he doesn't want to be using this overtake here, but he does. And there's really no need. You just want to be saving as much as possible really, and only using it on the straights. Probably going to use it up here now that I say it. No, he doesn't. Maybe out of the corner he might. No. Cadjo low on ERS though, we can see that red light flashing. That means he is under 10% ERS, or 20 it could even be. Either way, he's pretty low. He doesn't have a lot of battery left, is the main message for that. So Tom getting the DRS now on Cadjo. And does he want to make a move here, or just does he want to stick behind? Maybe stick behind and wait for the next straight is his best play. That's what he's going to do. He slows it down nicely, hits the apex. He's going to get a much better exit here than Cadjo, because Cadjo's went very deep into the first corner, but Cadjo does well to kind of block him off there a bit. But Tom now, where's he going to send it? The inside or the outside? He chooses the outside line. Is he going to swoop around the outside and make the move stick? Cadjo's going to pick up 3 seconds, and Cadjo's going to have to give way for Tom. Oh, Cadjo's had a big snap of water steer, and that's going to help Tom a lot. Well, Tom, fortunately for Cadjo, Tom didn't get the best exit himself. So Tom and Cadjo have had a race-long battle, really. They've been going at it. And Azur keeping Harry pretty modest through through the course of this second stint. Of course, as a softer compound. See what he can do towards the end, but there's been no safety car. We've had pretty much full race run without any damage. So Cadjo now
Oh, is he going to make the move on Tom? Oh, I didn't see that one coming. That was a late one indeed, and Tom just about saw it, and lucky he did, because Kajo could have just absolutely T-boned him there, but Kajo's going to absolutely fly past Tom then. As Azru picks up 3 seconds, Tom's going to have to sit behind. So the penalty situation, 2 guys here of 3, but they're going to have a bit of catching up to do if they want to catch Azru, who's on 6. But Tom then, just going to follow Kajo, hope to get him back down to DRS zone. Angelino picks up 5 seconds
for speeding in the pit lane. So Tom still behind Kajo. He's using the DRS, there's no overtake available to him, he's burned it all really. He goes deep into that corner, and that's really going to compromise him for the next straight. Although he does have the DRS, he's not as close as he would like to be. So he's just best off backing off for another lap, sitting behind and then using him again. We've 8 laps to go here in Complex Racing Season 1. So Tom pits, as does Azri pit. He does. Azri comes out of the pits. Tom lost a lot of time there. I'm sorry, I've not been paying attention too much. So Tom comes out of the pits on the soft tyres. Azra on the softs as well, and Bendo has managed to jump Tom. I'm very sorry about that I haven't seen it. Oh, and Bendo has a big snap. And Binman finally pits off those hard tyres. I'm so sure he's going to be delighted to get rid of them. So there's a pretty big gap from Tom the way to Azu, who was fighting. Or was he? Oh no, he was fighting Kajo. My bad. Nothing's happened. So yeah, Kajo then staying out long. He's gonna pit this lap now onto the soft tyres, I'll imagine. Ooh, he's a bit tentative through the last sector. It's gonna feel like a completely new race car when he gets onto the tyres. And onto the soft tyres, he locks up there a bit. And he pits as expected. And he slows down enough. Just about, I think. So Putak has been the person who's kept his nose clean so far. But it looks like Angelino and Supernut have a bit of a train now behind Binman. Angelino definitely the healthier one with the ERS situation. And so Bendo gets ahead of Kajo. Kajo losing out yet again. He's really been the big loser in all of this, but he has 3 seconds to catch up to Tom. But can Bendo hold off Tom? Remember, Bendo does have that 6 seconds worth of time penalties. That's not going to help him.
Tom currently in P4, hoping to get a P2 out of this to continue his... Oh, and he goes into the back of Bendo and he loses front wing, and if that isn't the commentator's curse, I don't know what is. But now can he get a go at Bendo? Perhaps even with the wing damage? No, he's going to have to back out of that. He just went too deep into the braking zone and hit the back of Bendo, and he's lost his front right end plate. Surely he stays out, he can't really pit again. Oh, and he picks up 3 seconds, and that is just so costly now for Tom. Azur sets a new fastest lap of the 36.0. Harry has led this race from start to finish. Can he possibly even go for a Grand Slam? We'll have to see about that. Casual picks up 3 seconds. That's going to hurt him a bit. He was relying really on keeping that time, those time penalties. So they already have 6 seconds, so Putak's just a bit far back really. But Tom now has the DRS, not too much ERS. Wait, so in 3/10 now of Bendo. Bendo's ERS situation is similar to Tom's. Tom using as much as he can. Can he get close enough? Not quite, as he uses the drag strip for the support pits. Bendo a bit twitchy out of that sector. You can definitely tell his tyres are dying. Tom now, can he hang it around the outside of Bendo? Bendo's going to brake late and deep into the corner and manages to squeeze Tom out. Nice defending from Bendo. His tyres could be screaming towards the end of this stint. Azur crosses the line then to complete another lap. Closer to P2. I wonder if we'll see Harry pit the fastest lap at the end, get the Grand Slam done. Tom looks to be driving with confidence now. Bit of a DRS train behind him. Kajo's definitely caught up as well. But Binman is very close to Putak as well. As they come through the final section, we'll keep an eye on them down the next strip. Tom getting the assistance of the DRS off Bendo. So that isn't helping Kajo at all. But Kajo has done well to catch up to Tom again. Came out of the pits about 3 seconds adrift. Bendo's gone deep into that corner and hasn't got the best exit. Looks like Kajo could have got the best exit out of all of them here. But is anybody going to make a dive, make a bold move? Not quite. Remember Tom fighting that wing damage as Kajo nearly goes into the back of him. But now Binman on the back of Putak. And he's the DRS now. He really wants to make a move past. He definitely has the tyre advantage. We can see that. He has it by a mile, and Binman picks up 3 seconds. He just wasn't paying attention to where he was going on the track, and that has just cost him. But Harry pits for fastest lap as expected, and will come out and will more than likely set that fastest lap now. He's come out ahead of Azur. But Binman now hasn't got close enough to Putak, so all he'll be paying for on this position is pride. As Kajo, Tom and Bendo battle it out for the final podium paying position, Azur looks to have that P2 secured. They're all on 6 seconds of penalties, so they won't account for anything. You just wonder who's going to come off best here. The tyres say Kajo, who's actually made his way past Tom.
in the meanwhile, and Kajo is absolutely flying. I didn't even realise. Kajo's going to make his way easily past Bendo here, isn't he? He is. Kajo breaks now, well ahead of Bendo. Tom, of course, not wing damage, which is just hurting him, and hurting him to every corner. But he could still manage a way past Bendo with that natural tyre advantage. They're 4 laps younger than Bendo's 7-lap-old mediums. And Supernova picks up 3 seconds. Looks like he could have been going for a fastest lap, perhaps. So we have 2 laps remaining here in complex racing for season 1. And Binman again is close to Putak. Can he get it done down the back straight? I'll have a look on board as he looks to have had the slipstream advantage. Looks like they could be going side by side now into this corner. Who's going to brake later? There's a bit of contact, but it looks like Binman's just about going to get the move done on Putak. Yeah, nicely done from Binman. It looks to have been clean enough. But Bendo now has dropped so much from Kajo. You can just see Kajo is absolutely flying on those softs. And it looks like he could be losing out to Tom here, who could be picking up a 4th place. Perhaps could penalties play a part in this. Rudy has caught up to the back of this pack, and he was in this fight earlier, wasn't he? He was in this fight with them when they went 4 wide down to that braking zone. Rudy was one of them and unfortunately got spun out. Tom, is he going to have DRS or enough ERS? No, not quite. He's going to have to wait to the penultimate lap or the final lap, as we do now nearly enter, and now we enter the penultimate lap of the race. So Tom doesn't have enough to get past Bendo through this 3rd sector. It's best off now waiting just for a DRS zone. I don't know why he picked up a warning there. Tom would have seen that, how much he would have extended the track. Putak and Angelino and Binman have a bit of a DRS train forming as well, but Putak looks to be dropping back on those old hard tyres. It looks like Harry is lapping or has lapped his teammate. Now, had an unfortunate disconnect at the start. There's been no safety car here today though, and we won't see one now, I don't think. So Tom is in yellow fuel on 5-lap-old softs, but oh, Rudy could be getting involved here as well. Could he possibly get a run down the back straight? Looks to have gotten a pretty decent exit. Tom looks to have gotten a good one as well. Tom's going to have the DRS off Bendo though. So Rudy getting right involved, and we're going to have to wait till the last lap, because unfortunately I don't think there's going to be much of an overtaking opportunity here through the 3rd sector. Rudy gets a bit twitchy on exit. Azru looks to have secured P2 along with his Alfa Romeo teammate in P3, and Putak looks to have made his way past Binman in the DRS zone, but Binman's going to stick it round the outside. What a move from Binman, and he's defended well from Putak, not letting go the switch back there. Putak might feel a bit hard done by with that. Binman moves all the way to the left hand side now, as they might even go 3 wide down into this corner as well. But oh, Binman defending very hardly, and he might have just spun Azru. He's not quite. Binman has defended very hard there. Or sorry, Azru, what am I talking about? Putak. Binman has just managed to keep ahead. And so we have Rudy, Tom and Bendo on the final lap now. And oh, there's yellow flags down in sector 3. Angelino looks to have spun. But as we go back to the straight now, who's going to be close enough? Doesn't look like it's going to be any of them on this time, on this occasion. Doesn't look like it. But Rudy, oh, we might have a goal. Not quite got there. As we go down the back straight now, doesn't look like there's going to be any moves. Is there going to be any dive bombs for the final lap? No, doesn't look like it. So we haven't spectated him all race because he's been a world of his own. But Harry Gully has ended an absolute dominant season in emphatic fashion with a win here in Abu Dhabi. And as we come through the final sectors now, can Rudy perhaps have a go on Tom? No, Tom defends hard. They're going to be throwing everything at it here in the last few corners. Rudy going into the back of Tom. Is Tom going very slow? And he's picked up 3 seconds. And that is absolutely crucial to Tom now. Can Rudy stick it down the inside? The wing damage is paying dividends now. And Rudy has managed to squeeze his way past Tom. And is going to come home here to take P5. What a performance. Well, that is a fantastic end to the race. And I think there's not going to be too much action here. Angelino's going to be hoping for a miracle after that spin out. As he comes through the final corners. Go on, give us some donuts, Angelino. You're the last to finish. I think you're best off giving us some donuts. Is he going to do it? Go on. No, he's not. And Binman picks up 3 seconds off the last corner. Actually, could that play a part in the final few corners? So Binman in P7 provisionally. Putak jumps him and he goes to P7. Is Angelino going to jump him? No. And so that has been it. It's been an absolute crazy season, but some things just never change. Azru gets driver of the day. And a good drive from him, yeah. So, in what has been a season of twists and turns, some things never change. Harry is on the top step of the podium yet again. He's just been the absolute man to beat this season. Only been beat once. Twice actually, but yeah, 6 race wins I think he caps it off with. It's just been really dominant display, a really good driver, and one we'll expect to see here back next time around. So we come to our race results now, and Harry is P1 and a Grand Slam performance. He has wiped the field today. Fastest lap, led every lap on pole. Just amazing. So Harry wins from Arzu in P2, and Kajo, his Alfa Romeo teammate, finishes the podium. Then from P4 onwards it's Bendo, Rudy, Tom, Putak, Bainman, Angelino and Supernumt picks up a point. So that's been it for Complex Racing for our first season. It's been a blast, and we hope to see you all here back whenever the time may come. There'll definitely be some events running before the start of the new season. We're not too sure if we're going to have a season before the release of F1 2021, but as soon as that game comes out, we're kicking it straight off with a season. It'll only be, I would say, a week, if even, or 2. So make sure you have that game pre-ordered, because it's looking good. The teasers were released today. So yeah, that's been it. It's been a blast. I'd like to thank everybody who's raced with us, whoever's still here watching. I'd like to thank everybody who's raced with us. There's going to be no interviews today, by the way. Just haven't got time. So I'd like to thank everyone who's raced with us. I'd like to thank the co-owner, who can't be here with us today, unfortunately. Coordinate. He's put in some super work over the season. He's been on top of the standings, been on top of the Discord. But yeah, I'd like to thank you guys as well for racing and being here every race. It's definitely been a lot of fun to be here. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. We hope to see you back next season, where we'll be an even stronger league. So yeah, we'll see you then.